So who are you?
I'm Oliver Muoto. I'm one of the co-founders and the VP of Business Development for a company called vFlyer.
vFlyer.
Yep.
F-L-Y-E-R.
You've got it.
Excellent. And what do you guys do?
We are a horizontal platform that essentially allows online sellers to create classified ads once.
You've been through marketing school, haven't you?
Let me rewind that. let me simplify this. But basically what we do is we let online sellers, who are selling stuff online, to create a classified ad once, and then we take that classified ad and then automatically distribute it to as many different leading online marketplaces that
like
make
Craigslist?
sense. Like a Craigslist or an eBay or Google Base or an Oodle or a Vast. Wow. And in fact, in some of the more vertical markets like housing or cars, there's specific marketplaces that cater to those markets, such as a Trulia or a PropSmart.
So if I have a car, I want to sell it on wherever, I just go to vFlyer?
You would go to vFlyer, and what we would do is we'd collect information very quickly. So we did some early focus groups. We found three things to be true. One, people don't like to type, or they simply can't type. Two, people can't spell. Okay, in fact, some people make a living off misspellings on eBay. Right. And the third thing is, most people are not great copywriters. So we've kind of built an easy data entry system that collects the information. Then we have a templating engine that makes it look really pretty. So if you were ever to see one of our vFlyers, it's not one of your dad's classified ads. It's very pretty. We have a bunch of professional templates. You can build your own using our WYSIWYG editor, and then we take that and we show you all the different marketplaces that you can post for that specific product category. So
do you show what it would look like on Craigslist, for instance?
Yeah, we do. We give you a preview of what it's going to look like on different marketplaces. Now, the one caveat is Craigslist, unfortunately, does not support automatic postings. So that's the one exception. And what you need to do in that case is kind of cut and paste the HTML that we give and generate for you.
Okay. And how do you guys get paid?
How do we get paid?
Because I know eBay collects a little fee.
Got it. We get paid actually a number of ways. So we have both a consumer version and a business version. Okay. The consumer version is free to consumers. Okay. And what that means is if you have 10 or less listings, you can use a vFlyer for free. Okay. But the flyers that get published, the secondary pages, so not the main page of the flyer, but kind of the supporting pages. So on a page you could have a contact reply form, you could have a forward to a friend form, a photo gallery, things like that. We have complimentary, never competitive advertising. Okay. And on the business version, so this is for people with 25 listings and up, we have different monthly subscriptions. So for example, the basic subscription starts at about $19.95, and that would give you 25 active listings in your account, and it goes up from there.
Very interesting. Yeah. Why did you start this?
Well, this company was started by myself and Aaron Sperling. Aaron and I had worked together in a company that I had started called Epicentric, and for the longest time we've been online sellers. And in fact, my wife is probably a much bigger online seller than I am. And we both thought to ourselves, there must be a simpler way to sell stuff online. Right. And that was essentially kind of the seed that Aaron started with, and I joined him. And what we saw were a couple of kind of interesting trends in the marketplace. First, the number of people selling online was growing drastically. The number of people online buying was growing drastically, and the number of marketplaces was only increasing. So in the last year and a half, folks like Google and Zillow and Vast and Oodle and Edge have all emerged. So there's just this big explosion, and there were sites like a Vast or an Oodle that were the buyer's best friend. So if you were a buyer and you wanted to find a car, you could go in there and search for the best car, and it will search eBay and Craigslist and Google and everywhere else and try and find it for you. But there's no equivalent for the seller.
Interesting.
So if you're a seller, nothing much had changed since the 2000s. Okay, you'd have to go and manually create an ad and post it in Craigslist. And then you'd say, where else do I need to post? Oh, Google Base, and you'd go in there and manually create one, and kind of the process went on and on and on. And what we said was, boy, it must be kind of a simple way to automate this and kind of make the ads look pretty and organized at the same time. Hence vFlyer, which stands for Virtual Flyer.
Yeah. What have you learned since starting? When did the company start? When
we started working on it last year, but we launched our beta in October, and just last week we went out of beta and launched our subscription-based product.
Last week is early January.
You've got it. We were at the
this went out for a couple weeks. So.
Correct. Real Estate Connect show, and that was kind of our debut of the subscription-based product. And we have learned that some of the things that we thought were actually true. There are a lot of people that are selling. Sellers continue to have difficulty and increased competition because there are more of them online and kind of figuring out where to sell their stuff and how to get it sold. I think in the good old days, in fact now even on radio you can't miss a commercial that says, hey, make a six-figure salary on eBay. Well, it's gotten a lot more complicated just selling stuff in a marketplace because of the increased competition, because there's kind of more perfect visibility on the part of customers looking for things of
Is eBay still the big mama out there, or as a seller are there other communities?
What we're finding it really depends on who you are and what you're selling. For some people it's eBay, for some people it's Craigslist, for others it's Google-based, and there are people who, for example, are real estate
agents. So there's
not
one place.
We're finding there are a couple of large consumer hubs, but what is happening more and more frequently now is that people are kind of building really good vertical offerings, or these aggregated search engines that are emerging, that are going and searching all these different marketplaces and bringing things together. So what we were...
Sort of like StubHub did for tickets.
You've got it. So what we're finding is that different people begin their journey at different places. So there's no commonality to where they begin. They may all be members, or they may all have used a Craigslist or an eBay or Google Base or an Edgeo, but we're finding that people are starting to start their search in more varied places.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a demo.
Great, thank you.